Back, folks. We continue our celebration of National Reading Month with the story of a beauty of a backyard world and the 10 beings that inhabit it. Here with us now is author Ellen Hesenitz. Did I pronounce it right? In a second. Hesenitz Calvert joining us. So she says to me, I ask, Ellen, how do you pronounce your last name? She says Hesenitz. It's like a sneeze. Hesenitz. So
God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing your story with us. So tell us a little bit about this story.
Living in Albuquerque, we had a pond in the backyard, and I had put some water plants in it, and my husband suddenly decided it would be a good idea to have some goldfish in it. So he went out and picked up 9 goldfish on Montgomery and brought them to the pond. And one evening when I was sitting outside, I thought of my grandchildren and what a lovely book it would make about how you feed and care for the goldfish. So what happened, my grandchildren were 4 and 7, and it worked out. The only thing was I wrote the story and couldn't do anything with it because it needs illustrations.
Right.
Children need to look at something. And when I met a painter who came to me and asked if there was anything she could ever help me with, I told her about the story, and she's 86 years old now. She did the charming illustrations about 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. So this is based on a true life experience. Now, you said you were inspired somewhat by your grandchildren. Was it an idea of saying you wanted to teach? Because I know that part of the story is teaching us responsibility for our environment, you know, the creatures that inhabit it, so that it puts a responsibility beyond ourselves. Was that kind of the marriage of those two ideas that prompted this book?
Yes, it was. I had sent Where the Wild Things Are, which is a book by Shel Silverstein, to my son and his wife, and they said they could not get the grandchildren who were 4 and 7 to settle down. So when I wrote this, if I can just show
absolutely,
you, what I had done was I had taken the actual, here, let me just pull one of the pages up. I had taken the actual story and put it on the side where if I were reading it to you, you would be looking at the watercolors, and eventually the child would be able to learn the words. Yes, and this is just a new edition. I had a number of people come to me at the Balloon Fiesta where I had a table, and they suggested this would make a wonderful bilingual book. So what we did was we kept the English, and I had to find a translator. Now that sounds like a simple thing, but it wasn't, because to put it in another language, it has to be readable for a child. And so, as I said, this is a book that's really been done in Albuquerque area because the translator is from the Albuquerque Library, and it's published by Nuevo Press. And I find that grandparents and parents and anyone who works with children will come over and they'll talk to me about how they wanted something that would be colorful, something that would be easy to read with the vocabulary.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I think it's really important, too, to start children off. This is something, my wife is from Denmark, and so it's very important in our household that we start our kids off in sort of a bilingual household. So having something like this, I think, is a great tool for parents that want to get their kids in the mindset of learning Spanish and English as well. You start them off very young. Of course, you know, we know that kids learn a second language, much easier the earlier we start them. So I think that that's great. Now, we have an event coming up surrounding this book, is that right?
I'm going to be at the Manal Book Exchange, which is on Manal, next Saturday, and I will have a table there, and I will be available from 11 to 3.
Okay.
So it's local. It's a little tiny treasure of a book place.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
And if we can't make it out there, where can we pick up a copy of this?
It's on Amazon. It's on my website, www.ellencalvert. It is from LPD Press and Nuevo Books, which are all local.
That's great.
And I don't know if I'd be doing a copy of it in Danish, but
that's your next assignment, Ellen.
Don't really
Well, we of course will have links on our website at casa.com to Ellen's website, as well as links where you can pick up a copy. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thank you
so much.
Thank you.